some of the things that we are working on that we're excited about. Very soon, we'll be releasing some new merch that I've been working on. We're going to do like a fall line with some new hoodies and some new beanies, and the patrons. Patreon's been rocking. The patrons have been voting on what those should be. And before that, and it might even start this next week, I'm going to do a huge flash sale in the store and just get rid of all of our stuff, so you guys can look forward to that if there's things that you haven't got yet. We also dropped the Discord on the Patreon this last week, so there's a Valleyfolk Discord that is now hopping more than it ever has. So if that's something you're interested in, please come over to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk.
Can I get into that with just the username that I have here? Like, does it matter?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you can get right out.
I can just go in there.
Yeah.
And is it active? People are in there?
It's actually a very nice, robust community. And I if I do a lot of my communication with the patrons through Patreon, I also do, the second most is on this Discord. It's actually kind of nice. It's a good little community.
And is it, we have a group that's just for the patrons on the Discord, or the Discord is only
right
patrons?
Now, it is it's a public Valleyfolk one, but everybody that's in it is most likely a patron. And what is going to officially happen, which is another thing we can talk about as well, is that when the Patreon officially relaunches, it'll be connected to this Discord. I've already talked to a lot of the people that run it, the admins. And what it'll do is that it will have Patreon exclusive threads within the Discord. So this will still be a public one for anybody and everybody that wants to be part of it, but then there will be some special places for the patrons as well.
Smart.
So that's cool.
That sounds fun.
But yeah,
I like that a lot.
And the other thing that I've been working on and making some headway on is this movie game Kickstarter that is forcing me to do things that I haven't done before, forcing me to collaborate in new ways and and get educated on things that I've never done, like manufacturing and fulfillment and all that crap.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Excited though, and I think I figured it out, and I think I can talk. I want to talk about to you real quick, and I think I have in the past, about where I think it is right now. And I reserve the right for this to change when the Kickstarter is officially released. But let me just throw some things out here, and it'll be some things that we can get feedback on prior to going.
I want to do the same thing, but for my project.
Yeah.
So this is perfect.
Okay, so for the Kickstarter, I think I'm going to have like 4 or 5 tiers. The first one being the base pack. The base pack is going to be probably 150 cards, and each of these will come in like 50 card single deck holders, like a pack of cards, like a bicycle playing cards or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to look like VHS tapes, like from the 80s. These packs are. So when you get the first 150 set, it'll come like the Back to the Future trilogy or the Star Wars trilogy when you would get them in a trilogy box set. That is how you would get the card game. And then extensional.
I've seen it. It looks amazing.
Yes. And then there'll be packs.
I've seen a concept.
Yeah. And the concept's cool. And I would love to share it with you guys, but I want to make sure it's where we want it to be first. And then as the tiers go on, second tier will be an expansion pack. Maybe it's like video game, movie game, and it's 50 to 100 cards. And then third might be actor game, which is another iteration. And then I get up into the 4 and 5 tiers, and we get a little bit more exclusive type stuff that might be limited. Like I think I want to make for maybe the level 4 tier, you get all of the expansion packs in the original game, but then there's 4 exclusive pins like Pac-Man that the first 250 or 300 people who order can get. And then after that, I want to do an exclusive poster or print by like a Casey Landerkin or a Tyler Jacobson, or fingers crossed, maybe I could reach out to a Drew Struzan and
love it,
and get some original art made, because on each of the boxes I'm gonna have our commission artists to do 80s era VHS box art for each thing.
Yeah,
so that's where I'm sitting at with it. And it's the next steps are uncertain and scary again, because I've never done them, and I'm fighting through my fear of failure, because I could launch this thing and it could fucking tank, and I got to be okay with that.
It could tank. I mean, for sure. But I mean, I think it won't. I think you're on the right. I think you're doing every note I have in my head when you talk about it. I then think about it and I don't have it anymore. Like I had everything you're saying from at least from the Kickstarter perspective with the tiers and what you're talking about including and everything. If ever anything like that could be very successful, it seems like this would be that.
Well, and the reason I'm going like with the exclusive extra shit like the pins and the posters is because, look, I know that the gamification of this concept is hard. It's not like a Cards Against Humanity where you're going to take all these card combinations. Yeah. This is going to be a straight up trivia. There's trivia on the card. The replay value is going to come from you sharing it with more and more people as you play it. But other ways that I'm kind of playing around with the gamification of it would be something like this, and tell me what you think. And you all can give us feedback as well in the comments. But there'll be a lot of...
Don't let him talk to you.
There'll be a lot of information on the card, like there's the prompt, and it'll be the first part of the prompt will be one color, the second part of the prompt will be a second color, indicating where you're talking about a different movie. And then you'll have the answer, the combined word, and underneath the answer is the actual full-out written movie 1 and then movie 2. Now, here's where I'm thinking I can gamify it a little bit more for those people that want it more than just the trivia of movie game in general. It would be thus. Gamification number 1. I put the years that the movies came out in parentheses after each movie's name. And you could get bonus points as a guesser if you can guess what year the movie came out. And I think that's a fun little like extra twist.
That's good.
Now, here's my fun one. And then
they were all 1994. Every good movie came out in 1994. Didn't you say that? I think that's something you said.
There's definitely a bevy of them. And then another idea that I was throwing around is at the end of every game, you also keep an asshole tally. And somebody gets, at the end of the game, somebody gets crowned asshole of the game. And an asshole is the person that, there's not a lot of these, but there's some in there where maybe we dropped an article like a the or an a to make the movies go together. So it's like somebody's like, motherfucker, it's not Terminator, it's the Terminator. And anybody that does that during a game, they get an asshole point, and then at the end of the game, it'll be an asshole leader.
It's a gamification of the game creator's sensitivity toward criticism about his prompts.
Yeah.
To making sure you feel good. Yeah, well, you're an asshole, so I put it in the game. I'm God.
Yep, exactly. So that's where it's at. That's kind of it could change. It's going to evolve, I'm sure, but that's where I'm at.
What's the timeline? Like, what are you thinking? Because you've talked about it a little bit, and I want it to be what's any concrete? Second thought I have is, has anyone from?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You messed up.
Nope.
Or I thought I messed up. Has anyone from a gaming company like played it, or could you have someone who works in board games test the sort of? Is there a focus group kind of thing we can do before you launch?
I think there can be, and I think I'm in talks, or I'm about to have a phone call on Monday with a couple different fulfillment places, but one of them can swiftly make a prototype, and I'm thinking maybe I'll get that done really quick. We can see it and then play it, and So
I just double check everything.
I just want to make a physical thing. I think it'd be cool to do it, and in success, if this does very well, movie, TV, like all this smashing concept can go outside of the realm of entertainment things that we watch. It could do it with anything.
Yeah.
So if people really enjoy it, we could just start a little side hustle where we're constantly releasing fun expansion packs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the potential for it is huge. I think people would like. I mean, also, it's a very smart. It is the flagship show, so it's a great idea, Joe. It's a great idea. You should be very proud of yourself.
I'm just trying to take
when
the
it's
pressure
successful. Until then, you second guess everything.
And I will. Don't you worry, my friend.